Have you ever felt like your mind was playing a cruel joke on you, making you believe you were the only one dealing with anxiety? Join me on a journey from feeling overwhelmed to managing my anxiety with therapy, medication, and spirituality. Learn how I took control of my mental health and how you can too. This is not just a story. It's a testament to the power of perseverance and the human spirit. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into my anxiety journey together. Hello there. Welcome to my anxiety roller coaster. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into a wild ride through the twists and turns of my journey to beat anxiety. It all started with feeling like my brain was playing a cruel joke on me, making me believe I was the only one dealing with this crazy disorder. But hey, turns out, I'm not alone in this anxiety party. I found solace in confiding in one person, which made the whole ordeal a tad less lonely. Then came the therapist hunt, where I had to sift through a bunch of mismatched professionals until I found my perfect anxiety-busting match. Eating, sleeping, and avoiding overthinking became my daily mission, and boy, was it exhausting. But I soldiered on, surrounding myself with positive vibes and familiar places. And let's not forget the meds. It was like a puzzle finding the right one. But when I did, life changed for the better. Prayer and spiritual reading helped me stay grounded, and now, years later, I'm managing my anxiety like a boss. So, buckle up, fellow anxiety warriors, because if I can do it, so can you. The roller coaster begins. Imagine waking up one day feeling like your brain is on a never-ending roller coaster ride, and you're just a helpless passenger along for the anxious journey. That was my reality. It felt like my mind was playing a cruel joke on me, making me believe I was the only one dealing with this crazy disorder. But hey, turns out, I'm not alone in this anxiety party. I remember feeling like I was drowning in my own thoughts, suffocating under the weight of irrational fears and worries that seemed to consume every waking moment. It was overwhelming, to say the least. But amidst the chaos, there was a glimmer of hope. A single person I could confide in, who made the journey a tad less lonely. Talking to someone about my struggles was like opening a pressure valve in my mind. Suddenly, the burden didn't feel as heavy, and I realized that there were others out there who understood what I was going through. That realization was a game changer. But talking was just the first step. I knew I needed professional help, so I embarked on the daunting task of finding a therapist. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I had to sift through a bunch of mismatched professionals until I found my perfect anxiety-busting match. Perseverance was key, and it paid off big time. The quality of the help I received made all the difference in my journey to recovery. Then there was the daily grind of managing my symptoms. Eating, sleeping, and avoiding overthinking became my mission. I had to push myself to do these things, even when every fiber of my being resisted. It took everything out of me, but I knew I had to be gentle with myself, especially when I was at my sickest. I also made a conscious effort to surround myself with positive people who wanted what was best for me. I avoided situations that could trigger my anxiety, opting instead for familiar places and activities that brought me comfort. It was all about creating a safe space for myself, both mentally and physically. And let's not forget the meds. Oh boy, was that a journey. It was like a puzzle finding the right one. But when I did, it was a game changer. My meds were a godsend, helping to stabilize my moods and reduce my anxiety to a manageable level. Through it all, I leaned heavily on my faith. Prayer and spiritual reading became my lifelines, helping me stay grounded in the midst of the storm. I found solace in ancient truths that are still applicable today, and I maintained hope that I would get well. Looking back, It's been years since I've had an episode where I felt really out of control. I've learned to manage my thoughts and worries, and it's taken a lot of work. At the time, I never believed that I would get better. I remember thinking, this is it, I am screwed. But life never stays the same, and with the right support and perseverance, you can manage this disorder. It doesn't go away, but you can make it easier. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. The therapist hunt. So, there I was, armed with the knowledge that I wasn't alone in my anxiety struggle and fueled by the hope of finding a way to manage it. Next up on my journey to beating anxiety, finding the right therapist. Let me tell you, this was no easy feat. I had to navigate through a sea of therapists, each with their own approach and style. Some were too clinical, others too laid back. It was like Goldilocks trying to find the perfect bowl of porridge. Except, instead of porridge, it was someone to help me unravel the mess of thoughts in my head. I didn't immediately click with the first therapist I tried. In fact, it took several tries before I found someone who felt like the right fit. But let me tell you, the perseverance paid off. The difference in the quality of help I received was like night and day. My therapist became my anchor, helping me navigate the stormy seas of anxiety with a sense of calm and purpose. They listened without judgment, offering insights and strategies to help me manage my symptoms. It wasn't always easy. There were days when I felt like giving up, when the weight of my anxiety felt too heavy to bear. But my therapist was there, guiding me through the darkest moments and helping me see the light at the end of the tunnel. One of the most important things my therapist taught me was the importance of self-care. I had to really push myself to eat and sleep regularly, even when every fiber of my being resisted. It took everything out of me, but I forced myself to do it. I knew instinctively that I had to be very gentle with myself when I was at my sickest. This meant that I didn't put myself into situations that I couldn't handle. I also learned the value of setting boundaries and prioritizing my mental health. I made sure to get my responsibilities taken care of, but avoided things that could be upsetting or hard to handle. I went places that I was familiar with and surrounded myself with positive people who wanted what was best for me. Therapy wasn't a magic cure-all. It was hard work, requiring me to confront my fears and anxieties head-on. But with the right therapist by my side, I was able to make tremendous progress. I learned to challenge my negative thoughts, replacing them with more rational and positive ones. I also learned coping strategies to help me deal with anxiety when it reared its ugly head. Through therapy, I gained a deeper understanding of myself and my anxiety. I learned that anxiety wasn't something to be ashamed of, but rather something to be managed and understood. And with the right therapist, I found the support and guidance I needed to take control of my life once again. Medication and spiritual reconnection. Now, let's talk about the big guns in my anxiety-fighting arsenal: medication and spirituality. These two things played a huge role in helping me manage my anxiety and regain control of my life. First up, medication. Getting on medication for my anxiety was a game changer, but let me tell you, it wasn't a walk in the park. I had to keep trying different brands of anxiety, depression pills until I found the right one. It was a long and crappy process, filled with side effects and disappointments. But when I finally found the right medication, I remember thinking of how much it changed my life. My meds were a godsend, helping to stabilize my moods and reduce my anxiety to a manageable level. But medication was just one piece of the puzzle. I also had to do some soul searching and reconnect spiritually. I did a lot of praying at this time and tried to rekindle my spiritual beliefs. I read lots of different spiritual stuff because I found many ancient truths that are still applicable today. I had to maintain hope that I would get well. Spirituality became a source of strength and comfort for me. It helped me see beyond my anxiety and reminded me that there was more to life than my worries and fears. I learned to let go of control and trust in a higher power to guide me through the rough patches. It was a liberating experience, and it gave me the strength I needed to keep moving forward. The combination of medication and spirituality was a powerful 1-2 punch against my anxiety. It helped me regain control of my thoughts and emotions, allowing me to manage my anxiety in a more effective way. I learned to be kinder to myself, to listen to my body and mind, and to prioritize my mental health above all else. Looking back, I can say with confidence that it has been years since I have had an episode where I felt really out of control. I can now manage my thoughts and worries, and it feels liberating. It took a lot of work, and there were times when I wanted to give up. But I kept pushing forward, knowing that I had the support of my therapist, my medication, and my spirituality to guide me. If there's one thing I've learned from my journey, it's that you can manage anxiety. It doesn't go away, but you can make it easier. Remember that there are others who have felt the same way that you do. You are not alone in this journey. So, keep pushing forward, keep seeking help, and keep believing that things will get better. Good luck. In nutshell, my journey to beat anxiety has been one heck of a ride. From feeling like I was drowning in my own thoughts to learning to manage my anxiety with the help of therapy, medication, and spirituality, it's been a roller coaster of emotions and experiences. But through it all, I've learned some valuable lessons. I've learned that it's okay to ask for help, that I'm not alone in this struggle, and that with perseverance and the right support, I can manage my anxiety. It's been years since I've had a major anxiety episode, and while anxiety is something I'll always have to manage, I now have the tools and the knowledge to do so. So, to anyone out there struggling with anxiety, know that there is hope. Keep pushing forward, keep seeking help, and keep believing that things will get better. You've got this. Important, remember, you are not alone in your struggles with anxiety. With perseverance, the right support, and the willingness to try different approaches, you can manage your anxiety and lead a fulfilling life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel for more inspiring content. Goodbye, and remember, you are not alone in your journey. Have a wonderful day.